From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. I'm Carrie Sharp here for Open Line tonight. We have a really timely topic for you tonight concerning your health. We are talking about the Zika virus, hopefully Zika 101 we're going to give you over the next hour so you can really know what all of this is about. We talk about it every day in the news. So we brought in two experts to give us all the info and more that we could ever want about Zika. Let me introduce you to these fine doctors from the Metro Health Department. We have Dr. Bill Paul, Director of Health with the Metro Health Department, and Dr. Sanmi Ariola, the Director of the Health Department's Environmental Health Bureau. Thank you for both being here tonight.
It's great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Let's dive right into this. First, let me say, if you have a question about Zika at home, this is the time to call. The number's right there on the bottom of your screen, 615-737+. Love to answer your question tonight. I don't think you're going to find two better experts to do that for you tonight, so this is the time to call. We'll get those lined up. In the meantime, let's just start at the very beginning. What is Zika?
Zika is, well, it's an illness. It's an illness that's caused by a virus, and the virus is transmitted by mosquitoes. And it's something that's been known in the world for 50 years or more, but just lately it has come up in a big way in the Caribbean and in South America. And so there are thousands and thousands of people who have this mosquito-borne illness. As an illness, it's not that big a deal for most people. A lot of people can get infected with this virus. You know, an infected mosquito will bite you. And a lot of times you won't even get sick at all. If you get sick, it's maybe a rash and a fever and muscle aches or joint aches and pink eyes. And you get over it.
And no big deal.
No big deal. But there's something different about Zika that's not been a factor with other mosquito-borne illnesses, which is if somebody's pregnant, if a woman is pregnant and she becomes infected with the Zika virus, that can be serious consequences for the baby that's developing. And so there have been cases, lots of cases, especially in Brazil and in other places, of this condition called microcephaly and other defects. And so when we think about Zika, we're thinking about trying to protect against birth defects that are caused by this virus.
Yeah, this is brain damage for a baby, and obviously that's, you know, long-term effects, lifelong effects for the baby and for the family.
Yeah, or
it's
even tragic either way. I mean, this week we heard about a death of a baby in Dallas, so it's certainly life-threatening things for the baby, not lifelong and life-threatening both.
Let's talk about what's happening right here in Nashville, because it wasn't just a couple of weeks ago we heard, okay, we have our first cases of Zika here. So what are we talking about?
Yes. So across the country, you're hearing about cases of Zika, and mostly it is people who have traveled to Central and South America, the Caribbean, and come back with Zika virus. And so that's not a surprise to us. But each one of them we do take seriously, and Dr. Ariola heads up our environmental health division, and there's a response around each of those cases to try and make sure that we don't have spread of Zika virus here. Do you want to talk a little bit about what we do in response to each case?
So thus far in Nashville, we've had about 5 travel-related cases, and the goal is being to make sure we keep them to travel-related cases, and the idea is to keep our mosquitoes from becoming infected. So for every of the travel cases that we find, we'll deploy our team, go around the area, and inspect for mosquito breeding sites and educate the community about what they can do. These mosquitoes are container species. Most of the time, they breed around the home. So very basic steps that we can take, even containers as small as a bottle cap. If it holds enough water for 3 to 7 days, mosquitoes will breed there. So the idea for us is mosquito control, eliminate the breeding sites and prevent mosquito bites. And the way to prevent the bites is to wear DEET and other repellents, wear long sleeve shirts, make sure your window screens are intact. And we've done that around the cases. We've taken an additional step of kind of going around a particular case and looking for people that could be pregnant, that have travel history, and request for samples from them and tested, and many of them have been negative. We've done a lot of educational piece around that. And we have purchased traps that are looking for these specific types of mosquitoes in Nashville. We don't have the Aedes aegypti here. We've never seen it before, but we are tracking to see if it's here. And
because that's the one that really carries this disease.
That is the
virus.
primary vector. Now the albopictus, which is here, is also a competent vector, meaning that it can carry the disease, but the primary one is now found here. So we don't think our risk is as high as you have in Florida here, but we are looking for that mosquito we haven't found. So those are some of what we've been doing in Nashville to make sure that we keep it to travel-related cases and keep our mosquitoes from becoming infected.
I want to talk about those mosquitoes a little bit later, because I know some are day biters, some are night biters, and gosh, no one likes to be bitten whatever time of day it is, but it makes a difference when we're talking West Nile versus Zika. So let's get into that here in the next hour. But I do want to talk about the 5 cases here in Nashville. Are they all from different families, or are any of these people related? Can you tell me that?
They have been from different families. None of them have been related yet.
And then I know the concern with Zika is you get it from a mosquito that bites you and has Zika, but then a mosquito can bite that person, right, that has Zika, and now that mosquito can travel and bite someone else and give them Zika, right?
Yes.
So are you telling these people who have Zika, you have to stay indoors? I mean, because you don't want to...
Very much part of it is if you come back and you're sick after travel, whether you're being tested for Zika or if you have Zika, is exactly that, to try and keep mosquitoes from biting that infected person. Because there is a period of time, it's not the whole time, it doesn't last forever, where there's enough Zika virus in your blood that a mosquito can pick it up and pass it to another person. Absolutely, that's a piece of it. And then you heard about it in Florida, which is and what we're trying to be ready for and vigilant for here is if there is spread from somebody who's traveled by our own mosquitoes, that everybody is taking common sense precautions against mosquitoes, and so that's both taking care of all the containers of water in the backyard that you might have forgotten about or in your environment, and also just doing what normally we do to avoid mosquito bites, which is spray and dressing.
Protective clothing, sure. Now, once this virus clears your body and you're over it, are you really over it, or are you still a concern for the rest of your life? Do we know?
Yes, we think that you're pretty much immune to it for the rest of your life. There are some things that we have to be kind of cautious about, because another thing that's new about Zika that is not something we worry about with other mosquito-borne infections is that it can be spread sexually. And so somebody can get Zika virus from a mosquito, and a man especially can transmit that virus sexually for months afterwards. And so there's recommendations. Our big goal is to protect pregnant women and protect women who are ready to become pregnant. You have to be very careful about a man who's been infected with Zika, to make sure that they're not going to spread that virus to a woman.
I was just watching a report the other day. I think the couple was in Florida, and they said, they're trying to get pregnant. They've been trying for a very long time. They're saying we're having very hard conversations around the dinner table about whether this is smart or not right now to continue our efforts. And this is a family just wanting a baby, but this is scary. Yeah.
And think of that magnified all over Central and South America. It's a very hard message to give people.
All right, so we are talking Zika tonight. We are here to answer your questions. If you have them, please call in. We will take your calls just as soon as we get back. It's Open Line tonight. Stay with us.